today we're going to be making the shaker card. It's pretty straightforward to make, doesn't take too long, so hopefully we'll get it done. So we're going to use the Sweet Little Stockings stamp set. We're going to use the stocking dies, which are these ones. They've got lots of things in them. And we're going to use the layering circles framelits, and we're using the large circle. I'm also using the ribbon that comes from the Sweet and the matte dot, decorative dots. So I've got everything ready here to go, and I will put the measurements in the description below once I've done it. So let's get cracking. So I've got all my things mostly cut out. So this is the plastic sheet that comes now in the stamp sets. So what happens is all these stamps come on the sheet in there. You take them off, you put them in here, and then you use the thinner plastic to go over the top. Don't throw these bits away because they come in really handy for shaker cards. So we're going to use that from this stamp set today. I've used the thick cardstock, 21 centimeters by 14.9, scored at 10.5. I'm just going to get my bone fold on that. And then I've got a layer here, which is 14.4 by 10 centimeters. Now what we're going to do to make the shaker card is we're going to open this, put our piece of paper where we want it, put our circle die on top, and then I'm going to take post-it notes to hold this firmly in place. And I'm going to put that through my die cut machine, and I'll come straight back to you. So that's gone through my die cut machine, and it should go through in one go. And save these for another project because we won't need them today. Let's save them for another project. They come in really handy. Sentiments. So what we now have is, put this back, is the two layers. Now you're going to take a pencil and just mark where this circle is. Because what we're going to do is we're going to stamp a sentiment on the back here, and then we can rub that out. What I do is I take the plastic and I just roughly make sure there's enough either side to glue it to, and this sheet just about does the two, like so. And I'm going to use some tape, double-sided tape, just to stick that on. And you want to seal it on all sides, just to make sure it's firmly down. And I'm going to do the same on this one. Oh, so this one you want to, so you've got that firm, indent from the die cut. That shows you that's the front. So I'm going to turn this over and put the tape on the back. So the idea is to get the plastic layering against each other. I'm going to take my tape pick tool, change the end, because this can be quite difficult. So we take the glue off and we just place that down in the middle. Now don't worry that there's tape around, because we're going to add more adhesive to that when it goes together. We're going to stick that one on there. There we go. So your shaker card is now almost ready for the next stages. Stampin'Up do these strips, which are foam adhesive strips, and these are the best for when you're doing shaker cards, because what you want to do now is to make sure you've got a firm seal all the way around the circle so that what you put inside doesn't move. But also the reason these are quite good is because I'll show you, they actually bend, so there's no gaps, and they're not as thick as some of the foam, so you get a much tighter look. Hopefully that stayed on camera. Apologies if it didn't. And there we go. So you want a good seal where you're going to put those bits and pieces in. Oh. And what's left can go on the card. There we go, that's joined. So now we want to put some strips, because the whole front will be raised. Just one more on the top. There we go. So that's that. What I'm using here is the Subtle Shimmer Sequins, which is in the new mini catalogue. And we want to put quite a few in there. It doesn't really matter what you put inside. You can use whatever you've got in your stash. Some people use, you know, those pouches that go in suitcases and different things to keep the condensation out. People use those too, because it just makes a noise. So this is the tricky bit now, is trying to get this, oh, that's ready to go, this front on. So you're going to take it, and I am going to start at the bottom here, make sure I've got my bottom edge done, and there you go. So now we can breathe again, because everything should be sealed. And now it's just a matter of decorating. Now some people put a piece over this, but I actually really like it to be open, because you've got that nice shaky bit everywhere. So let's just clean up the mess here. One of the things I've just remembered that I did on the last card was there is a stamp on the top here, and should have stamped it before I put everything together, but did it this time and last time, and yeah, I'm going to try it again. Hopefully it turns out. If it doesn't, you can stamp your sentiment on a separate piece of white cardstock and then stick it on. So we're using Cherry Cobbler, and these are the stamps. Okay, and I think I've managed to hit it on a piece of the foam tape, so that's really good. Beautiful. And then I'll just finish my stamping, so I'm going to take this one. It says Santa Paws is coming to town. Really cool. And what I've forgotten is my, so the other bit was quite padded, but when you're using the clear stamps, you want to put something nice and spongy underneath. Just helps the stamp come out properly. Then we're going to take a rubber, excuse me, reaching over, just close that because we don't need any more ink, and just rub off the pencil marks. Go. And then you can see what you've stamped. So the next thing to do is to decorate. So we've got our stockings, and these have come from the paper that comes with this suite, the DSP, and you can use the die cuts that you get in here. So actually, let me just show you these. So you get two lots of die cuts. You get the stockings, you get leaves, you get a bow, you get a star, candy cane, you get all the animal heads, a hat and boxes, and this beautiful tab, which makes it easy for banners, and a smaller banner. And then these cut the boot extras out, and the suite actually comes with felt too, which is amazing, which I will show you what I've done with that. So we're going to put those on there, and then we're going to colour the animals. So we're going to do that now. So I've used Memento ink to stamp my animals, so I'm using alcohol markers. I just realised that that's very good. Let me just move that over. So I have got soft suede light and dark, crumb cake light and dark, grey granite light and dark, and I've got some ivory. So this is a hamster or guinea pig, and I'm just going to put a lighter fleck in there and use the light of this one. We have the animals, and I'm just going to reach for my cherry cobbler. Luckily it's right there, and I'm just going to, oh, it's a new one, colour the hat. So this is the hat, and I'm going to show you the trick with the felt with using the hat. So this is the felt. So what I've done is I've cut out a hat that I've stamped in Memento, and I've coloured with cherry cobbler. I've then cut out a piece of felt using the same die on a cut and emboss machine. I'm now going to take the felt and just cut the rim off and cut the bauble off at the end. And what I've found is that a tiny bit of glue here takes a little while to dry, but it does dry eventually. And this little device here has got our Tombow glue in, but it's just got a fine tip on the end. And we put the little piece of felt on the bottom, and yeah, it's tricky, so a pair of tweezers might come in handy. There we go. And then we take the bauble for the end. I did try and do it with glue dots, but it just doesn't really work. And I think if you've got fabric glue, it probably will be better, but the Tombow does seem to glue it. There we go. So I'm going to bring that up. A little hat, so cute. Now, to finish off, so we're going to take a brand new packet of dimensionals. I love that. And we're going to put dimensionals on our pieces to decorate. And then this card will be done. And also, I've just remembered, if you put the dimensionals a bit high, you'll see them through. So it's really important just to make sure that the dimensionals aren't too high, so that you don't see them through the back of the card. See, nothing there, you can just see the tops of the thing. And the same will apply with these. So I'm thinking I'm going to use some glue so that there's not dimensionals to be seen. Just a little bit of glue on the bottom, just to stick that on. And there's a debate in New Zealand whether these are hamsters or guinea pigs. And then we think perhaps because they're from the northern hemisphere of America, maybe they're gophers or something, but none of us can decide. There we go. And then to finish it off, we get our hat and we pop him inside. And other than putting the bling on, that card is now nearly done. There we go. So just getting the bling. And what I really like about these is their ombre. So you can get really dark ones, and you can see I've used quite a bit, or really light ones. So I'm thinking do the triangle all around. And then I take a piece of ribbon and I'm going to cut it up the middle. The ribbon actually was too thick. So a good idea to do once you've cut the middle is try and tie a bow to see if you need to cut any more. When it's doing exactly what I want it to do, which is to fray. Yep, bow tying is hard. There we go. So I need to cut a bit more, but a bit easier, eh? So you can see it's fraying, so take a little bit of that out, but you want some of the frayed to make the ribbon look a bit more textured. There we go. I'm going to make those a bit bigger. And we want a glue dot. I'll put that on there. I'm going to move that glue dot. Sorry, that bling up a bit. There we go. Oh, and it's finished. So, and I got the inspiration from Dawn Griffiths from the Glitter Pit for this one. A little bit different each time, but I think this one I hadn't marked the circle quite well, so this has come out a lot better. So there we go. And yeah, I'll put some measurements down below and the suite, and please subscribe to my channel, please like what you see, and if you want any of these supplies, they are still available in October 21 from New Zealand customers to me, and I will link my shop down below. If you are in another part of the world, please look up your Stampin' Up demonstrator closest to you. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.